Hey guys. Okay, so today we are talking about capitalization. Just a quick refresher on some capitalization rules. Hopefully you know most of these. Really, hopefully you know all of them, but if not, hopefully you know most of them. The first word in a sentence, that one we should know. It's easy. Proper nouns. Again, we should know it. My name, your name, Texas, the United States, anything proper, okay? So names of specific people and places. Now, a way that I see a bunch of people mess up. If you're saying, Mom, can you help me with this? Mom will be capital because that is a proper noun. You're using that in place of your mother's actual name, right? If you said to me, my mom helped me with this, you're not referring to her as a proper noun. It is no longer you addressing her. So my mom is not capital. Okay, my is not capital, mom is not capital. Just if you're talking directly to her and say mom, then it would be capital, okay? So my dad, my brother, my sister, none of those are capital. Okay, the pronoun I know you know this one, just stop being lazy, okay? Capitalize I. Days of the week, months, and holidays, but not seasons. So if you said it's fall or it's autumn, that would not technically be capital. A lot of times people do capitalize those because those words are kind of on their own, and it looks strange to have a word on its own if not the first letter is capitalized, like on signs and things like that. Winter, you'll see signs with like capital W's, okay? But it's not technically supposed to be capital. If you're using it in the sentence and you say the winter months, you don't capitalize that. But you would say Christmas or Hanukkah, those would be capital. The first word of a quotation, if you see quotation marks and it follows it, he said, I'm going to the movies. I'm would be capitalized, even if it wasn't an I, okay? Because it's the first letter in the quotations, in the dialogue that somebody says. The names of deities and holy books, like God and the Bible, those are both supposed to be capitalized. Some religions take it a step further. I know in Christianity, if you're even referring to God in the pronoun form as he or him, they also want that to be capitalized in reference, but under normal circumstances, you wouldn't. So if you were to say, they went out to eat and then he went to the store, he would not be capital. But in the Bible, if they were referring to God, then he would be, and it is like that in some other religions as well. Major words like the titles of books, songs, and articles. Okay, so movies, books, TV shows, anything like that. But there are certain words in there. This doesn't go fully into it, but we will on our practice today, that you don't capitalize. So you're not going to capitalize articles like the, if it's a small word, of, the, and those you won't capitalize, just the major words in the title of those works, okay? And most of you know this just from seeing so many movie titles and songs over the years. Directions like north and south, but only when you're using them as like in reference to a specific place. So I live in the South, that would be capital, okay? Time periods like the Great Depression, that would be capitalized, all right? So the Renaissance era, things like that, those would all be capitalized. Now we are going to do just a short, this is only 5 to 10 minutes long, practice on No Red Ink, and then you are going to have a quiz at the end of this. It's a Google Forms quiz. It's going to be 3 questions. So this is how the class is going to go for pretty much the rest of the year. We're sticking to this kind of schedule. You're going to learn something on Tuesday, learn something new Wednesday, and learn something new Thursday. You're going to have a little 3-question quiz at the end of every one of those days. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you'll have different 3-question quizzes. On Friday, I'm just warning you now, I know some of you probably won't like this. I promise it is to help you, because right now our STAR scores are very low, and it's looking like if we keep going the way we're going on these unit assessments, we're going to have a lot of people not passing these tests, okay? And that is not the most important thing, no, but you do need to pass the EOCs in order to move on. So we've got to make sure that you're ready for those, okay? It's coming up quick. We've got in April, but we also have spring break and we have some days off coming up. So we really need this time to prepare for that, okay? So Friday, you're going to quiz over all 3 things. This week, they happen to be 3 different grammar things. So you're going to quiz over sentences, punctuation, and capitalization on Friday. And then whatever you need help with from that day, whichever part you were still struggling in, we're going to review it Monday, okay? But I'll get to more on that on Friday. But just want to warn you, you have a 3-question Google form quiz at the end of this, so make sure you click on that link. Okay, so this is what the no reading lesson is over. Capitalizing and formatting titles. The entire title of a long-form work like a book should be italicized, not in quotes. Okay, this goes along with capitalization. It is important to know. I understand it's not capitalization. It will ask you some questions on it. So if it is a short work, it's always going to be short. If it's a long work, you're going to underline or italicize, because italicizing is the digital way of underlining. I'm sure you learned that when you were younger, but if you never did, in long movies, books, anything like that, or any movie, because it's considered a long work, that when you're handwriting, you'll underline, right? When you're typing, you'll italicize it, which is where you click the little I and it makes it look all fancy. It just slants them, right? Okay, short works, a TV episode. It's going to go in quotation marks. The name of a song, quotation marks. The name of a poem, quotation marks. The name of a book of poetry, italicized. The name of an album, italicized. The name of a movie, italicized. Okay, same. The name of a podcast is italicized, but the episodes are in quotation marks. Does that make sense to everybody? But you don't capitalize, like I said, these articles, the fanboys, prepositions, and articles. A, and, and the, not going to capitalize. Of, in, on, at, to, as, by, and with. Nope. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Don't capitalize those, okay? So here are some examples. Every morning, Galen reads The Cat in the Hat while eating her cereal. In the is not capitalized. The, cat, hat, they're all capitalized, okay? The is capitalized because it's at the beginning and because it's saying the cat. But if the in the middle is not because it's in the middle, but it's always, you're going to have to capitalize that first one. Once I finished the first chapter of Lord of the Flies, I couldn't put it down. Of the, not capitalized, okay? I loved the book A Wrinkle in Time when I was a kid. Again, A is capitalized because it's the first letter. All right. Capitalizing and formatting titles of poems. Remember, poems are short works, so they are going to be in quotation marks. Humpty Dumpty, both letters are capitalized and you're in quotation marks. It's the strangest poem Donovan has ever read. You're not going to capitalize, again, fanboys, prepositions, and articles. The House on the Hill, the first the is capitalized, the second one is not. Fire and Ice. Okay. I think you get the gist. These lessons are here. That is the lesson on the capitalization practice, and then you're going to go to practice and complete it, okay? So make sure you click on this, and then it will give you a tutorial. You'll have to go through that. Let's do one together. Highlight Charlotte's Web by clicking down and dragging your mouse across both words. Okay, so Charlotte's Web, that is the name of a book, which is a long work. If it was a short story, then it would be in quotation marks. Since it's a book, it's a long work. So we are going to, now press caps. We have to capitalize it first, and then we can italicize it, okay? So Charlotte's and Web both need to be capitalized, and then we have to italicize it, okay? By E.B. White has sold more than 45 million copies worldwide, okay? And that's the correct answer, and we click submit. Does that make sense? Yesterday morning, I read The Cat in the Hat to my friends. Again, that is a book. The Cat in the Hat, whole thing. We need to capitalize, but nope, we're not going to capitalize in, are we? Nope, and we're not going to capitalize the, okay? And then we need to do italicized, okay? Submit answer, correct. All right, let's do this last one. The aroma fork transforms bland flavors. According to the article, fork makes broccoli taste like bubblegum. Okay, this is an article. So article is a short word. It's going to have to go in quotation marks, okay? There we go. Good job. All right. You get the gist. I need you to do this practice on your own and then do the 3-question quiz on the Google form at the end. Please let me know if you have any questions.